Start streaming here on YouTube now. And there we are. We're live. Welcome to the show. Hi, everybody on YouTube. Hi, everybody on Periscope. I'll be looking, if you're on Periscope, I'm going to be looking up here at my camera on YouTube. This is a regular show every day at 3 p.m. I also broadcast on Periscope now and then just at random times. Earlier today, I did a show where we went outside and looked at the ponies. And we looked at, and I can't do that on the YouTube broadcast because it's on the camera up here. But welcome to the show, friends. This is the Booker Report. My name is Rob Booker, and I am a trader. I've been a trader for 17 years. I run thebookerreport.com, and I do a radio show in the United States called The Booker Report. And it's a radio show about the stock market, the currency market, about investing and directing your own investments and taking control of your own investments and learning what to trade and why to trade it. And I trade the currency market and the stock market. And today I'd like to look at a couple of things. Earlier today, I did a broadcast, which you can see on periscope.tv/Rob Booker. You can watch that broadcast. It gets deleted after 24 hours and there's nothing that you can do about it. And so watch that broadcast. And that's about the three things that successful traders do every day. The three things that successful traders do every day include knowing what they want and being absolutely clear about what they want. They don't want to get rich quick. They want to make money and compound it over time. The second thing that successful traders do every single day is they initiate new positions with a consistently small trade size, and it's the same trade size every time. So they're not feeling like a certain position is going to be a big hit and then taking a huge position one day and then a smaller position another day because they're fearful. They don't let their emotions guide their position sizing. And then the third thing that they do is they take the long view on their trades. They take a long-term view about trading instead of thinking that they got to pick a winner and that's got to pay off and be a winner today. So welcome to the broadcast. If you're brand new to the show, my name is Rob, and I'm broadcasting on Periscope at the same time that I'm broadcasting on YouTube. So it's a little bit interesting. And on Periscope, we bounce around a lot. Journaling, that is a really good point. Journaling is not something that successful traders necessarily do. In fact, some successful traders never journal anything. And remember that journaling is like a form of telling yourself what already happened. And I'm going to say this again. If you have a long-term view, you have a small trade size, and you work your way out of bad positions, all this other stuff like journaling or whatever, it's not going to make you a better trader. What makes you a trader is not losing money. And if journaling convinces you to reduce your trade size, then hey, amen, brothers and sisters. Journal up the wazoo, like journal the shiz out of everything. Journal the fudge muffin out of your trading. But what I find a lot of traders do when they're journaling is they're just enamored with journaling. It's like Dear Diary, and that's what they do. And that's not helpful. That doesn't make you a better trader. It doesn't even teach you any lessons necessarily. It doesn't actually institute change. It would be like you'd be like an athlete writing an essay every day about their run. It's not necessarily the case. If you don't know what went wrong that day instinctively and intuitively, then I think there's a bigger problem at hand. Now, journaling might help you, so let's not get into an argument. But I have not found a correlation between success in trading and journaling. And a lot of people that sell stuff to traders will attempt to convince you that journaling is important. And I don't know why that is, because I think it's a safe thing to say, maybe. Maybe it's a safe thing to say, but I just don't see it. In fact, yeah. Let me tell you two things in addition. A lot of very successful traders remember every single trade they take without having to journal about it. And a lot of successful traders don't remember anything about what they traded and don't care. They just remember how much money they made or lost. And it's all in their mind. And journaling is interesting if you want to write a diary or write a book about trading. It's interesting if you want to share your experiences with other people or teach them how to trade. In a lot of cases, journaling, because it's an emotional activity, will reinforce bad habits if you're journaling about a bad trade. I've said this before. It's like repeating over and over in your mind the story of when something went wrong. And what it does is it trains your brain to focus on things that go wrong. So I just don't, I don't necessarily see the wisdom in it. I don't necessarily see the payoff in it. I'm not actually necessarily interested in journaling at all. And I don't think that it's necessarily important. All right, somebody actually called me while I was on my Periscope broadcast. People are such jerks. We'll get back on Periscope right now. And there we go. We're back on Periscope. And we're back on Periscope again. Somebody called me on the phone and broke up the Periscope. Okay, let's talk about what I'm looking at right now. I think something really interesting happened today that I want to share with you on the charts here. And what we need to do is we need to look at my screen here. And this is Tesla. And I'll share a couple different charts of Tesla. But many of you don't know who Andrew Left is. But Andrew Left is he's a short seller and he manages his own money. He lives in Beverly Hills and he's an incredibly successful short seller. And he runs the website Citron Research, Citron for lemon. And he has an extraordinarily successful track record in shorting stocks that are overpriced. Valiant, Monster Beverage Company. And now, today, the word on the street is that he has announced a short position in Tesla. So I thought we would take a look at Tesla, and I would share with you some thoughts about Tesla and why I think this is really fascinating. He put a price target of $100 on Tesla. And he says that I don't know what he said. Doesn't really matter what he said. I like this guy. And anytime he says something, it's worth taking a look at. It's definitely worth taking a look at. Now, if you're on Periscope, go to youtube.com/RobBooker or go to thebookerreport.com. And on the home page, this video is playing there and you can actually see the charts on that page. And I'll give you a second to get there if you want to get there. We'll be on here for another 2 minutes or 3 minutes here. And then I'm going to drive a friend to a doctor's appointment. This is a monthly pivot that was previously missed on Tesla at around $200. Right now, we're trading at 185. Right now. These people on Periscope are just ridiculous. Okay. Let's take a look at the longer term chart on Tesla, and I want to show you something that fascinates me. The missed yearly pivot from the year 2014 on Tesla is at $126. We're trading at 186 right now, and we could go all the way up to 200. We could even go up to 220 perhaps, but that missed yearly pivot at $126 just seems like a target that is unbelievably too good to be true. I love that target on this stock. And Andrew not only looks at a head and shoulders pattern maybe on the weekly chart, but Andrew Left doesn't take trades for technical reasons. Andrew, he's got no dates on this. That's not what it's about. Hello, it's me. What he says is Tesla's basically going to run out of money and it's not going to meet its production targets. That's what he says. That's basically what this guy is saying. And in a stock market that's falling, in a bear market, if the market stays bearish this year, Tesla's going to get creamed, even though I think Tesla's probably a great company for a lot of years to come. In a stock market, we're not talking about what is, we're talking about perception. And the perception can easily become that Tesla is a company that can't survive in a bear market. And it's not true, and they're probably going to be fine and whatever else, but they're going to get crushed in that environment. So I love the thought of on a move upward here to 200 or 190 or 220 or whatever. I love the idea of giving this a shot. I love that idea, that short side on Tesla. I think that's an amazing idea that has the potential to go a very long way. And it's not a guarantee and whatever else, but I'm going to short Tesla. I'm definitely going to take a shot at this. I'm not going to risk my whole portfolio, but I'm probably going to sell 100 shares of Tesla as soon as tomorrow and as late as sometime next week. What I'd really love to see, like I said, is I'd love to see a move upward. I'd love to see it get to 190 or 195. No, je ne parle pas français. Qu'est-ce que vous faites ce week-end? What are you doing this weekend? Voulez-vous manger avec moi? Chez moi? At my house? I speak a little bit of French, but I don't really speak that much French. I speak Italian, but not French. I'm very sorry about that. But I speak a little bit of Spanish. I don't know why that's important, but we got a question on Periscope. Thanks for being here, everybody. This is a really short broadcast today. Tomorrow we'll be back for a longer episode at 3. We're actually going to record the entire Booker Report broadcast during the broadcast tomorrow. So come back tomorrow and we'll broadcast the whole show right here on Periscope and on YouTube and show you the charts as we go. But this is my pick for today. And I do broadcast every day at 3 p.m. And some days I even broadcast at other times as well, just randomly on Periscope. And I would love to have you along for the ride. You can go to thebookerreport.com to get archives of our episodes on YouTube, listen to the podcast that accompanies the show, find out radio stations in the United States where the radio show plays, or learn a simple 2-step trading system for free. At the top of the page, it says, I don't know what it says. Who cares what it says? Let me just say goodbye in person to everybody here on YouTube. Thanks for joining me on YouTube, everybody. Thanks for being here. Share it with your friends, tweet it out, or don't share it with your friends. It doesn't really matter. I'm just happy if you come back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time, and we'll do a longer show. I got to take a friend to the doctor who fell and broke her wrist. So I got to go do that. That's kind of like urgent. So I'm going to get out of here, and I will see you very soon tomorrow. Stay tuned. Bye for now.